As usual, I resort to the morning papers. Headlines today read, Feline answering name of Pebbles, accused of carrying prisoners' messages from the HMS Ungulate. Oh, alright. Pebbles, you say? Pebbles the cat. Noted. What shall we recall tonight of the past? Thalaphus and Horatia had their differences back then. Someone had come to ask Archie about the Christmas services. Thalaphus? May I rely on you then to read the second lesson? Ugh, if I must, but... The sacrifice of Isaac? No, that is to say, yes, that's the right lesson. But he isn't sacrificed at the end, of course. That, naturally, was the miracle. Maybe the meiotic cataclysm has softened him. I've always been more partial to the fourth lesson. Ah, but consider how the second lesson ends. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies. That's the verse I most dislike. We can't pick and choose from the word. Some parts of the word are better than others. But pray for your better understanding. So prospective killers. All right, we need to get the ingredients Archie needs. Hey, Ethanol. Welcome on by. We need to be here on less than honest intentions. So let's go without a decoration. And our tailor's apron. And no hat. I'm but a simple, humble person, Ferret. Ever spot a vacation? Suffer from an undesired company in your place of lodging by any chance? How about that message passing of the cats? There's some talk of inducting cats into the diplomatic service or training them for espionage. I tell the rest rather lightheartedly, as though it's all a tremendous joke. People are losing their heads. Stands to reason if the bats is different, everything else is too. I laugh, but let the subject drop. You heard about Her Majesty's palace? Says sellers is a sight. Rats as big as bears, just the beginning. I don't want to flirt with Ferret, game. There's someone down there that has the teeth for hands. Sharp teeth. I confess, that is slightly alarming. Indeed. Anyway, I would like to buy one drug, please. I hand over the list of ingredients Archie wanted. Here's all for you then. Taking up a new medical hobby? I don't commit myself. Might be I can guess, can't I? They have another look at the list. Then a look under their shop counter. Some of these articles are challenging to come by. Gotta be compensated for the time and trouble, don't I? That'll be 5 pennies for the lot. Offer 1 penny and hope for the best. Keep the extra for the silence. Well, now, I'd take it fine, but they say generosity always does come back to you. Not sure it's true, Dreki, but I owe you one now. Here you are, then. And a little extra something. That's right. A mint. Yeah. You're welcome. You'll drink the one with the white wax on the cork. Come to think of it, don't drink any of them. I nod at Ferret's updated sign. Times are changing, I see. Well, time was giving me a bit of a professional headache, truth be told. I looked myself in the eye at the end of the day's work. What with being a rat catcher and there being talking of vermin? Sorry, shouldn't say vermin. I'm told it ain't polite. Not that I've been talking to him, obviously. I raise my eyebrows. Found one of them in a trap in the pantry. Well, I says pantry covered above the stove. Squeaking piteously he was, enough to make a statue weep. Which they've not started doing down here yet, I hasten to add. That rat be talking a whole lot of shit about me and my mom. Learned a whole litany of new curses, I did. Those rats got mouths on them. I raise an eyebrow, thinking of Horatia's new tenant. Well, Lord bless us and save us. Tell me not a word of it. Well, anyway, long story short, once I'd apologized, we stuck up quite the repartee. Which is a long way around introducing you to Algie here. A rat darts out from across the counter and bounds onto your shoulder where it sits, whiskers switching. New item acquired? Algie, really? Algernon? Algernon? You fucking serious, game? Is that a reference to what I think it is? It is. Flowers for Algernon. Okay, dude. Did you beg your pardon? It's just easier to make myself heard from up here. It is not Algie, rat catcher. Sounds like something one finds in a common sort of pond. My name is Algernon. Anyway, a very good day to you, friend of Ferret. Make a polite introduction. Delighted to meet you, Algernon. Pleasure to meet someone for whom the Queen's comes naturally. Nothing wrong with me English. Before all this, I lodged at Westminster School. This has all been quite the shock, let me tell you. Some of us had to work for our education. People are funny about rats still, spite of the talking. One about finding the means of legitimizing them. The church, perhaps. I imagine vergers and the whiskers. Yep, more whiskers. Couldn't imagine a better sign of the times being changed than rats in pews. Of course, we need to make it official. Get some kind of presbyterate. Well, that's not the word. What did you say about the who's it? Precedent. That's it. We need one of them to make the rats nice and official. I ain't saying shit. There's a request coming. I can tell. You help us? System in constructing a history of rats. Your ministry connections, that took a bit more official. There's later steps you take at the church. I'm not on the best terms with the vicar. The church does not look unkindly on using the wafers and traps. I can't imagine why. Sure, I have nothing better to do, I suppose. I'll consider a story for how rats came to know language. Knew you'd come through. Make it seem innocent, eh? But not too subservient. Story that make talking rats acceptable to the church and what's it. Maybe these leftovers from Noah's time, or some holy fool found their way down and told them how to speak properly. Goodbye for now, Algie. Enjoy your time with your new pal. I tolerate this indignity only if it means alternate companionship. I miss you too, buddy. What's he got for sale? Ooh, a disguise. Ooh, something to blend in. Excellent choice if you don't mind me saying myself. Flattering cut, too. I'll pay a fair price. You 2 pennies to the flat cap. Fair price. Humble hat for a humble person. By the by, if you do fancy a bit of a visit now and then and warm your hands at the furnace, you're always welcome. No need to have official business before you drop in. Always happy to tell you what's the vermin business. Might be you could tell me a thing or two about your work if you've the mind. Sure, buddy, we can be friends. We'll see what comes of this then, shall we? Oh shit, we got a lot of words. Interesting. Okay. Tell a story of rats gaining the power of speech. The pre-fall, a rat, someone, taught speech. Rodent domestication. Aw, little rodent face. Rodent suppression. We need to find who could possibly have taught them. Never mind. Wait, what was the other story? The manifesto. Right. But I already have that. I just need to deliver the drugs. So, if I try to go there now... Take him as supplies. Let's wear our new hat. Wait, the rat is a... We have a rat hat, chat. Chat, it's a hat rat. It's a rat in a hat on us, chat. Can you believe the rat that's on us as a hat? The hat contained within our head. We've been ratatouille, chat. We are getting ratatouille. Okay, what do they say if I do this? Damn. Interesting. What about the servant's cap? No. I think I need to have something else. What if I have this? With escort. I think I need to get one of the more either the maybe I need the disguise. Yeah. All right, so let's not visit yet. Because I want to get it one more degree where I can visit without an escort. So... Oh, so whoever I have in the thing for... I see. Would Milton maybe want to kill you? Okay, the corsage. We're gonna go with fancy hat. A rat of exceptional breeding. What you might call an heuristic rat. Damn it, game. You can't put 2 puns in a single rat, you son of a bugger. Good wintertide, Dreki. I trust the Neath isn't treating you too badly. You're looking pretty good for a dead person, David. Heard 4 other cities also fell into the Neath. David plainly thinks I find that idea alarming. David looks nervous. London is the 5th. How embarrassing. My one consolation was that London must be unique. Now I find we're only following on a fashion. David is in no mood to offer any stories of his own. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the murder? There are some things I don't understand. Better you than news hounds, perhaps. But I'd still like to know what you think you can do with the answers. For Rachel's sake, I want the real culprits found, whoever they are. If that isn't Archie, then they still might be a danger to your whole household. David hesitates between several temptations. I suppose anything I say to you is unlikely to get back to my relatives. I trust you'll make good use of what I tell you. No gossiping, no scandal mongering. Only use it in the case of truth. After that, paints me as a weakling or a fool, so be it. Were matters between you and Milton so bad that he, I don't know, would try and kill you? It's true I don't like him, and once I asked him what he intended towards Rachel. I heard this. He did not seem angry. Didn't exactly answer me either. He said a few words that I did not understand. They hung in the air like solid thing. There are folk tales about using words of magical power. No one speaks for a moment. I found afterwards that I didn't want to ask him about Rachel again. He certainly wasn't afraid of me. May not even have disliked me very much. Afterwards, I only argued with Rachel about Milton, rather than the other way around. For a moment, no one speaks. What's your view on memories? Is there anything you'd choose to forget if you could? I have the sense that some question here is bothering him. Turn this in a flirty direction? Yikes. I think memories have value. I wonder. Some of them might put us on the wrong track. Even after we've stopped talking, he looks thoughtful, and the conversation falls silent for a moment. Finally, he shakes off these reflections. So what's it like being dead? What happened? I was truly dead. I found myself on a riverboat, drifting towards a far shore. There were others aboard. Old men and women, still wearing nightcaps as though they had died in bed. A workman with his body half crushed. I felt the companionship of all the souls that have passed that way, or who will again. Possibly this represented all the stages of your own life, which you were now leaving behind. Or perhaps they were simply other people recently dead. As for the boatman, he told me that I need not stay, and I might come back to London if I would only offer him a small gift. I think what I was on was only a journey, and that there was a farther shore, but I did not reach it. We should bring this visit to a close. Everything is always running too slowly, and yet every day is the same. I don't know. Definitely not flirting, but I don't know if I want to be friends. At this point, I go back to Horatia's. Wrong story. So instead of Milton, what if we change this to the Carringhams? Head on down to some supper. Archie's absence is a coldness in the air. I've been getting new supplies. New supplies, yes. A humid, fleshy odor rises from the basement. I stop in the stairwell. A scent like hot bacon and the sweetness of ripe fruit. I am forbidden to visit. We are all, always, forbidden to visit. Do we eat monster? What? What could this food be? Oh well, let's dig in. Every day's meal is finer, richer, more exotic. Isn't just the meat. There are spices I've never tasted before. I chew diligently. Dinner reaches the end. Curious, most curious. Grits leaves me the newspaper after she's read everything of political import. Headline today reads, Townhouse fire, wild-haired and introspective students rescued. Outbreak blamed on unauthorized hexagonal map. Masters warn against unlicensed cartography. They were playing D&D down there. Illegal maps. Rachel said something curious the day David returned. We were leaving the graveyard the day of David's return, but of course we didn't know yet that he was coming back. Horatio went home rather than coming onward toward the landhouses with us. Hard work, grieving by yourself. We're meant to have relatives around. We're meant to trade stories of the dead. Part of our family was left on the surface, and part was lost in the fall. Part doesn't speak to us since Mother remarried beneath her, and part doesn't speak to us since we changed synagogues. Part doesn't speak to us because they don't like what I write in the Lily of London. Very fractionated, our support. Almost entirely gone. Suppose I'll end by writing him into my stories, even more than he was before. He would have hated that. I don't know a better way to do the work that has to be done. Oh, we do need to take the... Let's talk about the powerful interventions. Go ahead and change to our serious face. Businessman. I'm a businessman and I man business. I thought you might still be in the house. Mr. Pages is not an early riser. In fact, he was very put out when I came to the ministry in the morning. Do you think there's anything more we can do to try to rescue Archie? Her Majesty could issue a pardon, but she hasn't been seen since the fall. I don't think we'd be allowed in. I've heard rumors about the palace lately. What lives there might not be the queen. Or not only the queen. It would have been difficult business even before the fall. You can eliminate a direct approach to Her Majesty, I think. If Parliament were still sitting, perhaps they could pass a private act that would address Archie's case. The building is broken and the parliamentarian's gone, but perhaps there's something to see. I did try asking Harjeet. He said he wouldn't take me because it was difficult and would take a long time. I don't suppose you could find a way. Yeah, I'd give it a try. Why not? Conversation turns to personal matters and the things we don't know about one another. You could be rid of one danger from all the dangers that Neath holds. Which would you strike out? The danger of strange rubbery creatures. I don't want to be eaten by any beasts. There's a vast winged beast that haunts the church. Reverend Weathernick says it comes to every choir meeting. Because it would at least be a brief misery. But I notice that London is not full of the remains of devoured Londoners. Fritz considers whether there's anything to add. If you want company, you know, you're always welcome to pay a call. We can use the term. Morning calls to our own parlor. Not quite clear who should leave their card with whom. All the same, I welcome companionship. Yeah, we can be friends. I'd like that. I was used to a townhouse full of family and servants before I came here. And guests to dinner most nights of the week. One does feel the loss of one's social circle. Now, which of us will pour the tea for the other? Considering that the only tea we've had in the house for weeks has decided to has the odor of mold, I believe we will forego that dubious pleasure. You'll have to find some other suitable entertainment. I wonder if going to Parliament is like a whole day thing. Oh, Harji, can you show me a route, buddy? Buddy Opalo Friendo, unlock me some more regions. We still don't have anything for our face. We'll wear stuff a little more dressed down. I'm but a humble tailor. Archie greets me coldly. Parliament sunken. You know how to get to the old Parliament building? I know. It is not an easy walk. The area wants visitors less than most. Be away from my beat for a long time. $4 pennies? Fuck me. If you found your way to the surface, would you come back down here? Or would you count yourself well free of it? come back if there was someone I loved. Yeah, I don't, okay. Well, this was an L. Dreki, I have no family here. I think you also have none. Am I right? Sure. I had the honor to consider you a friend. As kin, in fact. Someone to whom I hold a higher obligation than the law. Not that I would take to criminal endeavors on your behalf. But if I were called upon to be a constable where you are concerned... I'm explaining poorly. I understand your meaning, Harjeet. At the moment, I am only my badge. There's no one who knows me in a different role. I miss being a brother, cousin, son. I miss the Gurdwara. I know I will never see my sister's sons again. Never hold my nephews in my lap, or my boyfriend in my lap. He stops. Sounds as though I'm asking you to be a compensation for something lost. That's not what I mean to say. I mean, because all that is gone, I know what it means to find someone anew. I mean, I'm fine being friends, but I'm not going to be more than that. I'm thinking about being friends. And a firm handshake. I extend my hand. He looks at it thoughtfully for a moment, then shakes it. Welcome to the illustrious company of my friends. You are unique. I am a special serpent. And we go down to supper. How's the new feast coming along? The Masters have been planning a celebration for the whole city to coincide with Valentine's Day. The organization is a disgrace. Supplies are insufficient, and their distribution through the city leaves a great deal to be desired. Excellent. I beg your pardon? Ah, it just sounds so invigorating for you, Miss Grizel. Wait, what? Sounds so invigorating for you, Miss Griselda. Suppose everyone is meant to forget that it's a year since the fall. There's nothing to do with that. I don't think Mr. Page has remembered the significance of the date until I reminded him of it, in fact. Oh, so Valentine's Day was the day of the fall. Interesting. Kind of makes a kind of sense, since they seem to want stories of love. This is kind of weird, but okay, dudes. First, on the first of the morning paper. Headlines today read, Sylvester Lovelace preaches against the ignoble practice of soul donation. Sermon transcribed on page 3. Soul donation, you say? Well, how much does it fetch? I do need to get some money, so we'll just do the census with Moss. I can never get this right. Let me try again. Okay, we need our official badge. We'll wear a rat on our head. And then I'll have my elegant cloak. Fancy. Moss nods to me without speaking. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting have asked me to work on the census. I see. There's nothing for you to worry about. Do claymen take spouses? I understand the terms, but have no experience with the concept. In polytheme, one is part of the greater whole. One of us cannot be separated from all of us. And the king with 100 hearts encompasses us all. Are you in love with the king? I serve my king. We are one. It is a little more unusual. And I thought you were getting to trust me. Moss hesitates. I'm trusting you. Don't betray it. I am not unfinished. I still serve the king. To be finished is to be complete. To be complete is to be in harmony with his grace. That service is just a little complicated at the present. He makes a noise like a sea spray weathering a limestone cliff. I came to the last city to ensure an exchange of gifts between the king and another. It was an honor to serve my king. It is my pride and purpose, for I was made in his image. When I look in one of your mirrors, I am reminded of my purpose. It has come to my attention that your interest in me may be of a romantic or indeed sexual nature. He makes a sound like a rock falling into a well. It occurs to me that it would be good to discuss the subject head on, including our personal and anatomical compatibilities. I am sorry. From your expression, I fear I have misheard the situation. Or perhaps you wish to reveal some personal anatomical detail that would render my concerns null. Yeah, you did mistake. I'm not hitting on you. Apologies. Oh, my most sincere apologies. I have much to learn of your customs still. Kindness has been unknown to me. I have mistaken courtesy for courtship. He makes a noise like the collapse of an ancient sea arch into the waves. Allow me to excuse myself. I do not wish to prolong any sensations of discomfort. If I may be so bold, I can assure you this mistake on my part will change nothing between us. I hope to see you soon. I only got one page out of that. Fuck. I guess let's recall the past. A month or so after the fall, all the tree... Well, that does make sense. There is no more sun. Nonsense. The trees were already half dead. Half. They'd been withering and losing leaves slowly. Now look at them. Overnight, they're all dead. And in some places, they're gone entirely. March 20th. Equinox. The days and nights are hardly equal now. There's a notice in the broadsheets about the phenomenon, and a profile of Potter Ridge Yew, the northernmost tree to have fallen with London. Overnight, something drank the tree to her dregs, consuming all that the sun had endowed, leaving only bitterness. Archie took the sheet away to pack medicine bottles. Interesting. Let's ask him about arsenical sales. We'll just take a badge off. We'll just be a humble little person with a rat on our head. Oh, you brought back algae. I see you've noticed my headgear. I like to consider myself a fascinator. Just an example of my affliction with the creatures of the Neath. The air is warmer for a moment, briefly comforting. By the by, you should have seen the basement I was called to yesterday. Need a fire to hack through the spider webs. Biggest spider asked if I didn't care to stay and be wrapped up tight in a nice silk jacket. Which I declined, as you might imagine. Ha! Most amusing, my friend. I find myself vested in a suit of armor soon. By the way, has anyone bought, say, arsenic recently? Everyone want to use it for something unusual? Only for things that all want poisoning. Or other purposes now and then. One of them broadsheets put out a household hint just after the fall. Put arsenic in your candles, they'll burn brighter and longer, so it said. That was a good week. Everyone needs candles. There's a brief lull in the conversation. How's the work, buddy? Is your work all in rat catching, or do you branch out now and then? I used to be the money was in killing rats. Now it's persuading rats to live elsewhere. Tell the client I'm educating the rodent classes, but half the time it's educating the customers. Still things that need killing. Bigger, angrier things. I see. All have to find their own way down here, don't we? Take care out there. Lots of biting creatures in the alleys these days. Starting to think they got my old apprentice. Ooh, poison candle. Ooh. Ooh. A poison candle. Most intriguing way of killing someone. We will have to learn more. New ships have come into Wolfstack docks today. Which of those, Miss Griselda? Same day everywhere. I've forgotten how London streets go together. I've forgotten how London streets go together. All the names have changed. Delicious dinner. Eight days until Yule. As usual, I'll resort to the morning papers. Headlines today read: Paladin playwright's latest piece prescribed, indicated as infernal indoctrination. Continues in that vein. Serenades of Belgrave, aggravate audience, arouses anarchy. Hey yo. They just be arousing anarchy in public? Christmas preparations were different before. There was Mariah Carey everywhere. What morbid things are you reading now? It's the Illustrated London News. That's worse. What have they got this time? Engravings of the latest executions. The crowd gathered to see their deaths. They don't hang as many people as they used to. Fewer crimes are punished with death, but murder is still one of them, unless the monarch intervenes. Doubt we can count on the Queen to commute Archie's sentence if he's found guilty. It's the Queen with Prince Albert and the children. And a Christmas tree. Ah, sending that round again, are they? Then, this I recall. She took the picture and put it up in the frame of a mirror for decoration. Interesting. Who handled the candles? One must hope David does not have a prejudiced fear of vermin. No, we gotta dress down a little bit. I'm here being quite serious, David. You'll find me taking counsel and avoiding my house, which is full of things I'd rather not remember. I'm here for a reason, David. Who brought you candles? Didn't bring candles into the room the day you died? Phoebe, of course, just as she always did. Didn't eat them, though, and she didn't feed me. I don't think she even touched me. It was only so that I could see the raid. Took my thoughts off discomfort. No one speaks for a moment. You know what it's like, dying of poisoning? That's the part I can't speak to Rachel, or to anyone. Fortunately, it isn't what interests my visitors either. They want to talk about what comes afterward. The boat ride, and the far shore, the pale ice moths in the air. But it's the suffering when I was still alive. That's what I can't get out of my head, even if I try not to think about it. I want to know about the ice moths. That's not what you're talking about. I saw them flutter past me on the far shore, and it seemed as though their wings were made of frost. Not a pleasant thing, dying. My head ached. My lungs were burning, and I felt like there was a ball of fire in my gut. And then my body began to purge itself. I'll spare you the details. I think it must have been Phoebe who had to clean the place afterward. That's another indignity that I did to her. Made her face such a thing, I mean. Terrible sensation when you realize that your body is destroying itself, that it's being damaged beyond repair. You're going to die, but you're nowhere near dead yet. Thinking about protective schemes. Close my eyes and frown, thinking about the threats and what may be done about them. Thanks, friend. Worst thing is remembering the death. I wish I could forget. Just that. Just forget what it was like. I don't suppose that's one of the miracles of the Neath? The ability to put a memory in a safe and sink it to the bottom of the Z? If anyone does know something like that, it will be Archie or perhaps Milton. Not the people David would choose as confidants. I'll let you know if I hear of anything. I do hear of anyway, I'll let you know. Thank you. Don't worry, I don't expect you to be able to. And if you did, I would be grateful. Help David forget death. What do you think of your sister as an author? It's a strange business having an authoress for a sister. My sister is a very accomplished authoress. I have sometimes wondered whether that choice of occupation has been good for her. She's surely free to make her own decisions. Oh, is she? There are many of our family who accused me of letting her make a spectacle of herself. Recently, she published several chapters of her novel that were an unveiled recounting of my own matrimonial disappointments. I think I'm allowed to object to that. You mean that Rachel wrote about Charlotte? Precisely. Her cousin called the novel a midrash on my engagement bonds. You can see why I might find that an awkward circumstance. Nonetheless, I can scarcely stop Rachel now. My mother permitted Rachel's writing. While she was alive, I did not think I had right to intervene. Now it is too late. I cannot help being proud of Rachel when I read her work. It has kept her thoughts busy and her hours occupied, and she is still unmarried. If anything happens to me, I would have wanted her to have a safe household of her own. Perhaps she would have married someone who had lived outside the bounds of the city and been spared all this. Goodbye. Thing is always running too slowly, and yet every day is the same. Hook in candles. I see. We can put hook in candles. This is going to be Phoebe. Yes, yes, the poisoned candle.